So you're going to need a couple different tools while you're working on it. You'll need the needle tool. This is a wooden modeling tool. And then you've got your red or blue rubber rib. The rib is used to help smooth some things out if you need to, but you can always use your hands instead of the tools, whatever you're more comfortable with. So right now we're going to look at the drawing that I created of a pedestal with smiley faces all around it. And the whole goal of this is to add clay onto it rather than take clay away. So if you want to transfer your drawing exactly, that's completely fine. If you'd rather just kind of sketch it out, that's fine too. So you can use whatever you want to sketch out your general shape on here. So we've got a column. And if you don't want to do this, you want to go ahead and build up on it, that's fine. But we've got that general column, and we know that columns are sort of rounded out. So what you're going to do is take some extra clay, and you can mold this however you want to do it. So I'm just going to make something a little bit more rounded. And when I say three-dimensional, it doesn't have to be sticking completely out, all right? So kind of round this a little bit, place it here, cut off what you don't need, all right? And you can always continue to add clay. So what you're going to do is once you put clay on here, you actually need to smooth it down. So if you just kind of smear it, you can still smooth it out. And this tool is great for smearing it as well. So if you've got long nails, or if you've got like really large fingers, it helps to have something like this. So we'll smooth that out, and you see I've got that one side attached, and then you would do the same to this side. I'm going to smear that down, smooth it. And we can use damp sponges. I've got smaller damp sponges in the back that you can use to help completely smooth this out. Because right now it's going to look pretty rough while we're working on it. But I have that generalized shape. I still want to have a pretty obvious, sort of side to this where it meets the flat part of the clay. So you can use the tools kind of as it works best for you. So I've kind of made a little bit more obvious mark. And I know that columns also have these little indentations around here. And so even though we're technically adding clay, you can carve clay out a little bit. So I could just kind of generally draw where I want to carve this clay out on all my sides. Okay, and then I would kind of carve that out. Now I need the three-dimensional part of the upper and lower portion of the column. So you could take that same amount of clay, again, just kind of mold it how you need to. And the nice thing about this is you can continue to mold it even once you've put it on the slab. So you don't have to make something perfect before you put it on there. So I want that sticking out a little bit further here. I can cut off the excess over here. All right. And again, you still need to sort of grab a little bit of that clay and attach it onto every part of the slab tile that you created. So you go all the way around all these sides to make sure that's nice and attached. I know the sides of this should be relatively flat, so I'm going to kind of flatten it a little bit. Okay, and you can see I've already got this started a little bit. If I pick it up, you can kind of see the three-dimensional aspect of it. All right. Now I could keep going down here, and I will, but I'm going to show you how to do these smiley faces. So same thing, I want them three-dimensional. So I've decided that the lips are going to be more of coils of clay. So if you just take a little bit of clay, you can kind of roll it between your hands to create these tiny little coils. Maybe want it to be a little skinnier. Okay? So these tiny little coils. So then all around here, I can create these smiley faces. And if you don't have enough to finish it, you can just get another piece of clay and roll it between your fingers, and you can add it on. All right? Then you'll just have to smooth it out. Now, just like with the column that I created here, you still have to attach this onto the form as well. You go all the way around, whatever tool you need to use, and you'll be smoothing it out at the end. So we would just keep going all the way around. And I would just keep repeating this. So again, it's three-dimensional. If there is any carving that you want to do, that's completely fine. So let's say there was enough room inside the mouth. Let's move it maybe a little bit. That I wanted to do teeth. You could definitely carve some teeth in there. Not a problem at all. So just because it's an additive process doesn't mean you can't do some carving. All right? So it's pretty simple. My last project, let me get it dried really well. All right, so as you leave these out to dry, we're going to completely leave them out. And this has already started drying. The outer edges still need a little bit more time, but you'll be leaving your piece completely out. So you can see that there's a little bit of a slight color difference from the inside here to that. It's just slightly lighter in color. So once everything starts to dry, you can actually go back in here and you can kind of clean up your carving a little bit. It works really well to get like all these extra little pieces out. I know you can't see it because we're not up close, but we can still carve a little bit enough to clean things up. All right? So